My friend is demanding I wear a wig to her wedding. Just as a little background, I grew up in a very strict Christian family where I wasn't allowed to cut my hair ever, because supposedly hair is a woman's crown. It was down to my knees by the time I escaped at 18. Ever since then, I've either had a pixie, a buzz cut, or have been totally bald because I cannot stand the heavy feeling of long hair or all the brushing, washing, detangling after dealing with it for so many years. So that's a big reason I'm so stubborn about this issue. Also, all of my friends involved in this story have always known me as the girl with no hair. Right now, I'm bald because I always shave my head completely for the summer. One of my good friends is getting married in August, and she chose me to be one of her bridesmaids. Everything had been cool. She's always been the sweetest person, and she showed no signs of going bridezilla before this. Until she called me up about 3 weeks ago and asked me if I could do her a favor and wear a wig to her wedding. She explained that she wanted all of her bridesmaids to match and that she wanted us all to look good in the pictures. I told her I really didn't want to get a wig, and we've been on bad terms ever since. All of our friends are on her side, saying, it's just a wig, and it's not like she's asking you to grow out your hair for the wedding, so she's not the one being unreasonable. And I know I can be very stubborn sometimes, which I guess is the reason I'm posting here. The thing is, I don't know how many of you will be aware of this, but a wig that will actually look good and realistic is expensive. I've already paid for a bridesmaid's dress, new shoes and plane tickets, as well as a small deposit for the person who's going to do our makeup. This wedding has already cost me a fortune. I could afford a wig if I wanted to, but do I really want to spend the money on something I'll never wear again when I've already spent a ton? Also, this is going to be on a plantation in Louisiana in August, so I'm already going to be hot and uncomfortable, and a wig will make things 1,000 times worse. My biggest reason, and this is why my friends are saying I'm the jerk, is the principle of the thing. I feel like it implies I look bad because I don't have hair, which I personally don't think is true. Is being bald so hideous that I'll ruin her pictures? Is she going to make her balding father wear a toupee? And I think the I want us to match thing is stupid. We're already wearing matching dresses, why isn't that enough? I know it's her day and we're supposed to make her happy, but isn't there a line? I've offered to wear a cute headscarf as a compromise if my bald head is that offensive, but she's not having it. I'm still in the bridal party and invited, but I don't know for how much longer, honestly. Am I wrong for not wanting to wear a wig? Edit. Just to add 2 things, she's not willing to pay or reimburse me for the wig, in part or in full. Along with the headscarf, I'd also be willing to grow my hair out into a pixie cut. The wedding is at the beginning of August, so it'd still be really short though. Update 1. So first of all, thank you so much for your replies and advice. I'm writing an update post because things ended up working out well, and because I want people to see my friend isn't actually a horrible person like people were saying she was. I texted her asking if we could work things out over a phone call. We don't live in the same state, so our relationship is over the phone and text. It turns out a lot of you were right, and my friend was being pressured to ask me to wear a wig. Her future mother-in-law found out about my shaved head and pitched a fit. Like I said in a comment, my friend can be a huge pushover, and this woman is apparently a nightmare. She's also paying for the vast majority of the wedding, so my friend felt even more beholden to what she wanted. That's why she told me she couldn't pay for the wig. The mother-in-law refused to. Neither of them knew how expensive a good wig can be. My friend only found out when I told her over the phone. That's also why our dresses, shoes, and makeup weren't covered. It turns out my friend is mortified by what she sees as her mother-in-law making her look cheap and greedy, but she didn't want to tell us that because she's already embarrassed to be relying on her mother-in-law's money. Apparently, it's her fiancé's family insisting on a huge extravagant wedding. That's why her reasons didn't ring true to me as well. She didn't want to hurt my feelings by telling me that her mother-in-law was being so judgmental of me, so she basically blurted out the first things that came into her head. She assured me she thinks I look great with short hair and apologized for making me think she thought I looked bad. I know people will question how I can believe her, but I've been friends with her for nearly 10 years, and I give her the benefit of the doubt. We've been there for each other through a lot and really care about one another. I'm still side-eyeing the plantation wedding, but I didn't tell her that because she seemed so stressed out by essentially being bullied by her fiancé's family, and I didn't want to pile on. I do know for a fact that she only wanted that venue for the big oak trees all over the property, which are admittedly beautiful. I did tell her that asking me as a mixed girl to wear a blonde wig could be seen as racially insensitive, and I explained why. She was horrified and apologized over and over sincerely. She wants to stand out from her bridesmaids in pictures, and she didn't even consider the racial implications of asking me because most of her bridesmaids are blonde. She's kind of oblivious to things like that, but the few times I've had to point out something she said could be hurtful, she's always been understanding instead of defensive. I decided I'm going to grow out my hair as much as possible for the wedding just to help her not get grief from her monster-in-law. It'll still be pretty short, so that's okay. She's fine with that too, except she was worried I'll still have to deal with snide remarks from her fiancé's family. I reassured her that after nearly a decade with short hair, I've pretty much heard it all. By the time we hung up, I felt way better not only about the wedding, but about our friendship as well.